Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Bar and Session podcast. I am your host, Sammy Coakley, joined here by my brothers and co-hosts, Ryan and Reese Coakley. Gentlemen, we've had a lot of news going on this last weekend about some off-the-mat wrestling drama. You want to talk about it?
I miss the old theme song, the longer theme song. I miss it.
Okay.
I miss the longer theme song, Sam. Bring it back.
All right. We'll figure it out.
What was that?
What?
Nothing.
All right.
Reese has ghosts up there.
So the biggest news, if you're listening to this, you probably know about it. It started out as these fun little rumors with screenshots on Twitter of flights from State College to Oklahoma City, and people were saying, there's going to be a Penn State guy, a Nittany Lion, whether it was a current coach or somebody in the RTC who was going to be looking at the Oklahoma State job. And eventually it started to come to light that it was David Taylor. But people were not fully convinced because they're like, why would it be Oklahoma City to State College? Why not just Stillwater? I don't get that. And then other people were like, why would David Taylor want to do that? One, he doesn't have any college coaching experience. Two, he's got everything going on in Pennsylvania. It would be kind of hard to pack everything up and move. So, but as time went on, it was like, yeah, this did happen. As a matter of fact, it wasn't David Taylor going down to Stillwater. It was somebody in the administration. I don't know if it was the athletic director or who, going up to State College to sit down with David Taylor and talk about, the head coaching position for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. And man, this feels like something that was going to happen eventually with David Taylor. Just wasn't really expecting it in this case, but I don't know, guys. What do you think? What do you think he's going to do? Because no decision has been made yet, as far as we know. As far as David Taylor saying yes or no, we don't know if he's on the table or off the table or who's the front runner. We do know somebody who I believe was like offered pretty heavily and said no, and that was Casey Cunningham.
And Pat Pop. Well, I don't know what they offered Pat Pop or if they even offered him.
Yeah.
But he was another one of the guys.
The big name I heard was Cunningham.
Yeah.
And man, I mean, what do you think about David Taylor and what would you do?
Real quick, everybody and their mother should be trying to hire Casey Cunningham if they have an opening, right? Obviously.
You're going to have something that hasn't happened yet to get him away from Penn State. As far as a financial situation, administrative support, like a system like pre-built around him that's like got to be so convincing. Otherwise,
yeah, and it pretty much already happened, right? It was Michigan, and Michigan. I mean, he's a Central Michigan alum,
right?
But isn't he from the state of Michigan? And when U of M the University of Michigan was trying to decide who was going to be the next guy, they obviously went with Sean Bormet, who they were grooming to be the next head coach after McFarland and all that. But it was still up in the air because I had heard that they were kind of trying to get Casey to come back, and that obviously didn't happen. And now I feel like the window has closed for Casey Cunningham. Oklahoma State maybe, but I just if Michigan wasn't able to do it, to me, I just don't think anyone's going to be able to do it.
No, and that might be just the way it is, right? Casey Cunningham is probably thinking like, I don't have a better option, right? This is as good as it gets. Producing national champions, being on the best team for all time, like you can't break that band up. I mean,
and maybe he doesn't want to be a head coach.
Right.
Maybe he likes the position that he's in, and he knows he's not going to go anywhere else and have the success. I don't know. I'm making that up, but maybe.
Yeah, I'm not in the mind of Casey Cunningham, but that would be pretty believable from my perspective. But yeah, so David Taylor, like, what would you guys do if you're in his position, if you're in his shoes?
Well,
What are your
that's an impossible question to ask, Sam. I don't know what they're offering him. I don't know where that's coming from.
What do you mean? Where what's coming from?
Did you not hear that,
You
Reese?
didn't hear any of that, Reese?
No, what was it?
So
It
that
might be
must
coming from you then.
it had to have been coming from Reese.
What
Yeah.
was it?
Like gnarly static.
Yeah, crazy feedback.
Oh, must have been me.
You also sound super quiet right now.
I sound. Oh shoot.
What?
Reese's. I don't think Reese's stuff is plugged in.
Nothing's
Oh.
plugged in.
Give us 1 second.
Hello. Testing.
No,
No.
you gotta get in
I
there.
think we're gonna pause. I think we'll pause real quick. All right, we're back. We got our technical difficulties figured out.
All right. Yeah. So, like I was saying, it's kind of an impossible question, because I don't know what his offer is, and I mean, if you follow David Taylor, like just got himself some farmland. He's got some animals. He's got kids. He's kind of built this life in State College, Pennsylvania, and I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that his wife Kendra has just opened up a business in State College as well. Like, the offer has to be pretty sweet if I'm David Taylor and I want to leave. So, but however, it is kind of always been a foregone conclusion. I know David, he coaches a successful kids club and probably eventually wants to get into the college game. And he's always kind of been like the talked about successor for Cale Sanderson. But how long does Cale stay in the game for?
Yeah, I mean, Cale is only like a decade older than David.
He's in his 40s, early 40s. He definitely has enough, can definitely be in the game for another 15 to 20 years if he wanted.
Yeah.
So, but another but. Cale has always been the kind of guy to call it a day before the day is up. Look at his career in at the senior level. He obviously called it quits a little early.
Yeah.
I mean,
probably would have won a couple more world championships, maybe another Olympic gold. Who knows?
I would think that Cale Sanderson would want to put himself at the top of the list, right? Most national titles as a coach, put Penn State at the top of the list for as a team, right? For national titles and everything. And I don't think David Taylor, especially if he's considering ending his senior level career, I don't think he is in the mood to sit around and wait, especially if it's for 10 years. I mean, that's long. That's a long time.
Yeah. All right.
And so there's another layer of complexity to this. I don't give it a whole lot of weight, but Aaron Brooks is in a tricky situation where last year at U23s, he failed the drug test, but it was for Adderall, and he's prescribed it. So there should be there's just some process to get all of this cleared and figured out, so where he can compete, right? But that process is he doesn't know yet. We don't know whether or not we're going to have Aaron Brooks wrestling at the Olympics or not yet. Once that's confirmed, I think then that makes it easier for David Taylor to make his decision. But it'd be kind of crazy to see, David Taylor says, all right, I'm moving to Stillwater and packing everything up. I'm going to go, move on from competing. I'm going to go start my college career or my college coaching career, and we're going to go from there. Right. And then a month or two later, it's like, hey, we still need you to wrestle in the Olympics. So let's hang on, but you've already accepted this college coaching position. So you got to hold on to that. So I think there's a I think there's a little bit of a spider web of factors.
The Aaron Brooks deal is weird too. Apparently, nobody told David Taylor that any of this was going on,
I mean,
like before it hit public news.
so I saw that, but what does it matter?
I mean, it kind of matters, doesn't it?
Why?
Well, because there's a possibility that David could get to wrestle.
Oh, after the fact.
It just is kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, yes, we're competing against each other, but we're in the same camp. It would kind of be nice to know, like, hey, just so you know, this is happening. Your dreams are crushed, but
Right after,
you might still get to compete. So you might just have to sulk later and be ready.
Yeah. So after the fact, right? It's like, hey, you're behind this guy, but this guy might not be eligible to wrestle. Letting him know around then, yeah, that makes sense, right? But
I'm hearing
beforehand-
that he didn't. He found out the same time everyone else did.
right? Yeah. If that happened, then that's not great, right?
Looks weird. Just looks
But
weird.
I thought people were suggesting like, you guys probably should have told David Taylor, before all of this. It's like,
I mean,
before they wrestled, like, what does it matter,
not that it matters. It's probably none of his business.
right? But after the fact, I don't know. It's just a weird situation.
Why? I don't. Yeah, and I don't get it. So he tested positive, but still got to compete. Why?
I think he won, and then they probably drug test the.
I thought I read somewhere that they were able he popped it before the World Championships.
Let me do some quick research, and I can give
got it.
you an answer. Oh, you have it. You're our researcher now. Yeah. Failed testing at last year's U23 tournament where he won gold for Adderall, not exactly a PED. There's apparently an issue or error with reporting the script and some red tape came up. He received a temporary waiver to compete at trials. That's what he received the waiver for.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So not prior to the tournament. I'm guessing he got tested after the tournament. That's my guess.
How does this keep happening though to our guys where we're repeatedly finding issues or errors with guys and reporting their medication?
I don't know.
It's happened to Jordan Oliver. It's happened to our boy Thilke, and now it's happened to. I mean, something's fishy, and I'm not saying it's something's fishy with the process. It sounds like UWW is trying to pull fast one on some of our guys, or USADA or somebody.
That's possible. Well, yeah, USADA influenced by UWW maybe,
or WADA, whatever.
All
I'm saying is we're constantly getting hit for dudes that don't report properly or whatever. I never hear about that from foreigners. Never. It's always PED or like not PED, steroid
Right.
PEDs.
Right. They don't get hit for the ticky tacky stuff.
Well, not that Adderall. Adderall's not ticky tacky. Like if you're taking that and you're not supposed to be, like that's a huge performance enhancer for sure.
That's what I'm talking about. Where like you have something that's listed as an issue, but you're prescribed it, so it's fine.
I guess. I don't know. Weird deal. Back to David Taylor. I hope he takes it.
It would be so cool to see, right? Because we have these stars on the senior level right now: David Taylor, Kyle Dake, Jordan Burroughs, and eventually they have to go, move forward, whatever that looks like. And I don't know if it's going to be college coaching, right? I don't know if that's going to be the plan for Kyle Dake or Jordan Burroughs, but it's going to be something within the wrestling world, and to see what that is, that's exciting. And if it is college coaching, that's super exciting, right? To see what they can do with programs and to see them develop whatever they can develop. That's awesome. But yeah, if it's Coleman Scott, great. That'll be part of the process. That'll flow. That'll work easily. Cool. If it's David Taylor, that shakes things up, which is exciting.
I think it shakes things up in a major way too. I think it just kind of will push other programs, to maybe go after some of these younger guys to, help lead the next generation and to try and take down Kale. Because I don't know if it's going to happen with the guys that are in the field now, like Tom Ryan, Tom Brands, Sean Bourmet. I don't know if these guys can do it.
Yeah.
So
You know what kind of makes sense to me?
Hmm.
I don't know, because I'm thinking about Jordan Burroughs, right? And Nebraska's coach Mark Manning, he's starting to get up there in age, right? Still full of energy, obviously, but getting older. Wouldn't that be like, how awesome would it be to see Jordan Burroughs coach Nebraska?
I think that's the move.
I don't think it is,
Why?
because he's talked about how he wants to be where he is right now, like location wise. He wants to raise his kids where he's at. But
Money talks, right, Reese? Money talks.
Money talks.
Sure does.
Reese, what would you do if you're in David Taylor's shoes?
I would take the job. I don't know. I mean, if I was David Taylor, that's just a dumb question. First off,
all right, sorry.
Why do you?
Man.
Why
if you're Reese Coakley, what do you do?
No. Here's the thing: is
if you're Reese Coakley with David Taylor's accolades,
ask me if I want David Taylor to take the job. Yes, I want him to take the job.
All right,
and that's really that's all there is to it.
Yeah, I want David Taylor to take the job. Would I do it if I was in his position? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think he's afraid of the responsibility.
I don't think so either.
He's just built a foundation.
I think that's the hang up right now. I think if there wasn't that built, then it would be a no-brainer for David.
Absolutely. But so part of that foundation is kind of the reason why he's got the credentials for it, right? Aside from his world and Olympic titles, he has this club where he is shown to develop athletes and draw in the attention of high-level athletes into his influence. And because some people were like, he's never coached a single college season. It's like, yeah, but
let's pause on that real quick, because let me tell you, the whole experience in college coaching to get a college coaching job is not that important for guys like David Taylor.
Yeah.
The experience, whether at any level too, whether he's a volunteer, assistant, associate head coach, whatever the level it is, it doesn't matter. David Taylor will do fine at it with zero experience. He'll be fine. Listen, the two things you got to be great at are developing kids. He's shown that he can do that, and recruiting. And that would probably not hard for a guy like David Taylor.
I mean, it's yes, but when
you have the accolades that you have, the recruiting takes care of itself. Look at Cale Sanderson.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, it's no mistake that he is the greatest, NCAA athlete and coach, right? That those two things go hand in hand, at least of this era. So, but it is more complicated than just getting the athletes in the room, because how you do that with the handling the alumni and fundraising and the business and entrepreneurial side is complicated. But he's shown that he's capable of doing the work of a businessman.
Well, and it's gotten way easier.
How so?
With NIL, it's so much easier now.
So it's easier, but also you have to be as a head coach, from what I've seen, right? Like Rob Cole, right? That man was always on the phone. There isn't a second where you see him and he's not talking to somebody who is either the father or parent of a recruit, or is somebody who is, giving a good amount of money to the program or whatever, right? That's something that is part of the shtick, right? So
yeah, is it being a good businessman, or is it just basically being able to be a yes man to your donors? Picking out which donors are giving you the most money, which ones you got to stay on the good side. That's not hard. It's not. You don't have to be a good businessman to do that.
Yeah. So this made me think of another thing because I was having a conversation with our dad the other day, and he feels as if it was a mistake for Coleman Scott to have left UNC for this situation. What do you guys think? Well, prior to the idea that maybe David Taylor or Casey Cunningham would be getting the job. What do you
I
guys think?
mean, well, you're Coleman Scott. You're probably being fed promises or whatever. I don't even know if you can call them promises. Whatever you're being fed. Eh,
So yes,
You
it
know.
was a mistake. They tricked him. They fooled him.
They did fool him. Maybe,
Well,
possibly. But also at the same time, like, you got to take a leap of faith. Maybe, it's like, all
right.
right, maybe this is the best way for me to get this job, my dream job.
Right. Do I want to sit at North Carolina or take a chance at getting the head coaching position at Oklahoma State University?
Foot's already in the door, pretty much.
Right.
He is the top candidate for the job, regardless if they're talking to David Taylor or not.
Right. And so Will Coakley was talking about how he's like, North Carolina has way more money. Why wouldn't you want to stay where the money is?
Well, do they? Do they have it in wrestling? Where's most of their money tied up? Probably basketball.
No, he got specific with names of people who are pretty financially successful that are alumni from North Carolina. And he's like, I don't know. Basically, he was trying to prove to me that the University of North Carolina's wrestling program should have more money than Oklahoma State. I don't even know if I agree with that, but it's not always about the money either.
Yeah, where's that money being funneled to? Is it being funneled to the athletes? Where's it being? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. So the thing that I was seeing, I can't remember where I saw this, but I saw the number floating around as far as what they were offering David Taylor was somewhere between 750 to $1 million a year.
A year.
A year.
Because I remember hearing something about Cale Sanderson. His signing bonus was like $1 million. I don't know what they were paying him annually, but they gave him $1 million signing bonus, which was a big deal for wrestling coaches back then.
Yeah. Oh wait. So they gave Cale Sanderson back when he was first hired at Penn State $1 million signing bonus.
Was like the word.
Yeah.
Back in,
Okay.
what was that? 2009, 2010, or whatever.
What? How would you rank, like, coming out of college and their international careers? You have Cale Sanderson, you have David Taylor. Who would you put over the other? You got to take what Cale Sanderson has done, obviously, out of consideration, if you can do that.
I mean, you give more money to David Taylor coming out off their careers, right? More golds.
Like world and Olympic.
But more college titles.
Right. And like world titles are cool. We want the college.
I mean,
titles.
you're just saying off their careers, the pinnacle is world and Olympic championships, right?
But what about
Well, what does the
style?
administration care about? I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not in their shoes. It's an interesting idea.
It's a toss up.
And it's also interesting.
Obviously,
that
I think Cale's demeanor. If I was an AD, me personally, I would look at Cale's demeanor and attitude and stuff, and I'd be like, "That's the guy. That's that's what you want.
That's the blueprint."
Yeah.
So why not go get his athletes? Oh wait.
Yeah, all of them, Carter Starachi included.
That's what they're doing. I mean, the ones that are ready to coach, Reese. Don't be facetious.
Yeah, but it has felt like it's kind of hard to pull them away. That it feels like they have just this. I don't know what to call it, but it's a system, that's for sure. With David Taylor coaching the kids club and that program, and they have Bo Nickel out there still with his MMA situation. So you have like most of the ways that people can go in Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. You have almost all the ways that people can go moving forward into wrestling after college and before college. It's all there. It's all you everything that you need is right there.
What does Cale's college coaching tree look like right now?
I don't feel like it's super vast, is it?
Not to my knowledge. Ed Ruth,
Mark Hall.
Dan Valamont,
Vincenzo.
Vincenzo at ASU, right?
But is Vincenzo on coaching anywhere? Right? I mean, he has. He's been at Stanford. I'll count him.
He was at Stanford.
I know
think he's
Andrew
done.
Alton.
I
Andrew
think
Alton was helping
Vincenzo-
at Army for a little while.
We're missing somebody. I can't think of who it is. Molinaro. Did we say that?
Oh, Molinaro, he's at ASU.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Quentin Wright, I heard, is coaching a kids club in Pennsylvania or somewhere.
Was Gino Morelli under them?
Yeah.
He was, yes.
He makes wrestling content, and he does an MMA gym, I think.
I asked
Oh.
for the college coaching
Yeah.
training.
Dude, man,
real.
you just mentioned Quentin Wright, so I had Gino Morelli.
Well,
queued
that's
up in my
because I
mind.
just wanted you to know that I know Quentin Wright is not in college coaching.
Gotcha.
That's what that's what it was.
That's what it was.
I know. I heard Vincenzo's done though,
Yes, he retired.
so he'll coach somewhere. He'll end up coaching.
Yeah. I want
Oh,
to see
show.
if I can find. I don't know, man. I don't know if they.
That's
have
about
this.
it. If you ask me.
From the Cale Sanderson, Penn State era.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't think. I'm racking my brain right now.
Nico Megaludis, is he coaching at Pitt? or
Nah,
is
dude.
just
He
training
when
there?
he's not wrestling, he's in finance, brother.
Nico.
Yeah, he's a finance guy.
Oh, okay.
Money management
Stay there.
or something like that. I don't know.
Stay there. That's probably very, very not fun, but fruitful. That's the word.
Lucrative.
Lucrative. Yeah, but I mean, man, one of David Taylor's athletes is already a national champion.
Yep.
And he was a finalist in his true freshman year.
And another one just took third.
Another one just took third. Ed Scott has been a multiple-time AA, or at least a
Just
one-time.
once. Just the one.
Like the guy can make athletes.
Yeah, I had one of his athletes win 2 national titles for me.
That dude, yeah. So, oh my goodness. Yeah.
Shout out
I
Matt
think-
Sarbo.
Yeah, shout out Matt Sorbo.
Thanks, David. Thanks, David, for giving me that guy.
Appreciate
Even though
it.
you probably had nothing to do with it.
I think David Taylor should stick around for one more cycle. I want one more cycle of David Taylor wrestling. What do you guys think? What do you want?
I want him to do whatever makes him happy.
That
But
sucked.
what's
That sucked,
what
Reese.
what would make you happy, Reese?
If you were David
what would
Taylor,
make me
what would
happy
make you
is seeing
happy?
him take the Oklahoma State job. That would make me the happiest. for
Me
sure.
too.
That would be awesome.
Retire and take the Oklahoma State job.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nothing else is going to come up like this, right?
No.
Like when are we going to see Tom Brands hang it up?
Yeah, it's
When
gonna be
Spencer
a while.
Lee says hang it up so I can coach, like, like that's all we're going to get. So
You watch Spencer Lee win Olympic gold, and he's done, dude. He'll be done after
no
that.
way. No way. He
Seriously,
doesn't want to just keep competing.
why would he?
So do you think if
The man
if
who talks
Spencer Lee-
about being injured as much as he is, and he is, his body is falling apart.
Yep.
He's got one goal left, Olympic gold.
You're saying his body wants to quit?
I'm saying he wants to probably be able to walk when he's older.
That's fair. I don't know.
Modern science
Modern science.
would be fine.
Yeah.
Neural
What's his
link.
name? Yeah,
He's-
that's what I was just thinking. Musk will get him figured out.
He's going to win Olympic gold. They're going to put him on staff, and they're going to groom him, and then he's going to
What?
slide right in.
Groom him.
They're gonna groom him.
And then slide in him. Is that what you
They're gonna
said?
Yep,
They're gonna groom him and slide on him. Come on, Ryan.
that's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
What
So-
now? If they were smart, what they would do is Iowa, they would catch wind of this Okie State news, and they'd be like, "Tom, we're going to buy you out, and we're going to go get David Taylor now."
Oh my dude, that would be an expensive buyout, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I don't know how
Just
much is
renew
left
his
on his contract.
I feel like they just renewed his contract.
Was that last year or 2 years ago though? And how long of an extension was it?
I thought I saw 2029. That is 5 more years. That's a lot. That's got to be a lot, right?
Buy him out. Buy him out. Go give David Taylor more money and bigger farmland.
More
That would be
land.
crazy. Give him more. Yeah, I mean, you get a lot of land out in Iowa.
I'm just saying, with the David Taylor goes to Okie State, and it's gonna. I feel like it will trickle down a domino effect of, yeah, we got to get these younger guys that have been through the Cale Sanderson system. We got to get them in here.
Yeah, I was thinking about who maybe he would pull from like Nittany Lion Wrestling Club or M2 Training Center, right?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about what his staff would look like.
Do you think he would try and take Kyle Snyder with him? Maybe. Kyle Snyder, maybe Thomas Gilman. This is
I do
one
think
that
he would take Thomas.
This is one that was proposed to me. David Taylor, Coleman Scott, Kyle Snyder, and then an intelligent young guy who can wrestle with the wrestler or wrestle with the athletes. Maybe
Can't be
Keegan
Thomas
Mitchell.
Gilman. Oh, who is it going to be, though? Can't be Gilman.
Why not?
Could be Gilman, I guess. I don't know. You really throw salt on that Hawkeye wound if you went over and started coaching the Cowboys.
Dude,
you already
that's
left,
true.
went to Penn State, and then you go down and help out the Cowboys. Really just throwing salt on that wound there.
Yeah.
No, it could be Thomas Gilman. I was just saying. Or it could be, I don't know, Dayton Fix.
Jason Nolf.
I'm
don't know
I'm
who
trying to
he's-
pick
I don't know
guys.
who he's
Let's try to
close
pick
with.
guys that are done competing.
I mean, look, here's the thing. We just finished out a cycle, so like a lot of people could be convinced, like, do I want to do this for 4 more years or do I want to go coach for the Oklahoma State Cowboys?
You don't think Nolf is going to stick it out for 4 more years?
I don't know. I don't know what's in his vision board.
He's literally
he'll-
next in line.
he'll
Reese.
probably stick it out.
Yeah, I mean, you think Dake? By the time the next cycle rolls around, he'll be better than Dake, right? Or he'll be able to beat Dake.
Alex
Yeah,
Derringer?
I don't know. Do you think
Yes,
by the
bring
next
back-
cycle he'd be better than Dake? I don't
Why
really
wouldn't he
like the
be?
way I don't like the way it's trending.
Why you
Yeah,
think
Kyle
Dake?
Dake keeps getting younger.
No, stop.
What do you mean?
Dude,
stop?
every single time I see him, he's got less and less facial hair. That guy keeps de-aging.
Quiet. That could be from old age though. That doesn't mean he's
Listen
getting
next
to,
year-
younger.
listen to
next-
Ray Kurzweil on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he'll explain to you that we've figured it out.
Yeah, I think Dake's pretty close to having college eligibility back.
You ever seen that dude on YouTube, the Synalytics guy?
No.
You listen to that guy talking about ghost cells or whatever.
Why can't
Ghost
you?
cells?
No, zombie cells. That's what they are.
Oh yeah, you got to go on a 24-hour fast to knock out the zombie cells. They stay alive because you keep feeding yourself. You keep stuffing your mouth with food.
I hate fasting, but that's not. He has these like whatever. I don't know. Look it up. Synalytics. I'm
Look it
looking
up, people.
right now.
Send me that word so I know how to spell it.
Synalytics.
Synalytics.
I'm not gonna remember that. Spell it out. Put it in the message.
No, I that was a guess. Right, Reese, was I right?
Oh,
No, Senolytics.
No, I was way off.
It's pronounced how you would.
Synalytics.
dyslexic.
Synalytics.
That's what you're saying to me,
Oh,
which is what I am, by the way.
damn. So okay. Yeah, his coaching staff. Like, who do you get? Does Coleman Scott stick around? Does he's like, I'll be here. Hello.
Yeah, I
Or
don't
is,
know.
he
I think
or is he
Colton
like, you
sticks
know what?
around.
I'm gonna go take over the M2 training center. We'll just swap spots.
I don't know. I think Coleman sticks around.
Yeah,
I think
because you have to imagine that there wasn't there was probably no way that the Oklahoma State at AD or whatever was like, hey, when John Smith is done, you will get this job, right?
they can't. You can't.
Well, you can say it.
No, you can't.
Why not?
HR would come down on you hard.
That's an HR thing.
Hell yeah.
How? Hey, this
It's
is
called
I'm coming
equal
from,
opportunity
I'm,
employment.
I'm coming from a place of ignorance.
I know.
Okay.
I know you are. I know you are.
All right. So walk me through it. Okay. I'm 5-year-old Sammy. Big brother Ryan. Tell me how it works.
Well, HR is basically in charge. Like your HR department is basically in charge of your hiring process, right?
Okay.
Now, when it comes to who you hire, they'll basically leave it up to the discretion of whoever it is, right? The
Okay.
AD, the coach, whoever.
Uh-huh.
All right. But each state has different laws on what your hiring practices can be.
Okay.
Okay. So, for example, Oklahoma state law, when you post a job opening, it has to be posted for X amount of days. I can't remember what it was, but it was
Yeah, I saw that. It was like 3 or 6 days or something like that.
certain, yes, that has to happen.
Right.
Okay. Now, what can't happen is we're done with John Smith. We told Coleman Scott we're giving it to him. We're just going to give it to him. All right. They can't do that.
Okay.
They have to do the
Right.
hiring process. And they also can't just tell Coleman Scott, oh, we're going to give you the job, because that means that they're opening up this job with bad intentions.
False pretenses.
Yes. Right.
Mhm.
It's not fair. That's not fair to the other. So they can't, like, I don't even know if it would be legal for John to tell Coleman. I don't know.
Okay.
He might have. He might have, because he was like, they can't fire. They're not. I'm going to quit, so that's not like they can fire me for saying this.
True. That's true.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a myriad of things that probably happen now, but what I'm telling you is no one in Oklahoma State's higher ups, not the president, not the AD, no one in the athletic department was promising Coleman Scott that he was going to get this position. No one.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right.
Because they can't. They would
No,
get,
no,
because
no,
if they
no
did and then they went
tongue-in-cheek,
and ahead
like,
and hired someone else, then what do you think Coleman's going to do?
these guys file a lawsuit. But it's never. But if it's, I was thinking like a tongue-in-cheek situation, like, hey, like, can't wait to see you in the head coaching position next year. You know, shaking hands, finalizing the head associate coach. I don't know, man.
I don't even know if you can do that.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if you can do anything to make them think that you are giving them the job as the AD. You know what I mean?
All right.
Or
Yeah.
HR is going to come down and be like, yo, did you say this? Because if you said this, we're going to fire you.
All right. There's your lesson in human resources, ladies and gentlemen. Have any more thoughts on this situation?
Let me look at my board.
All right.
No.
Okay.
I do
have-
actually have one more thought. Isn't it crazy that one singlet pull is what basically
Yeah.
led to this event?
Yep. The butter. You mentioned domino effect earlier, and I wanted to mention the butterfly effect of Zahid Valencia grabbing Aaron Brooks' singlet.
Dude, did something happen, and did someone go back in time and they were like, you know what, let's make this happen?
It's that ref, man. That ref's like, I need David Taylor to be my Oklahoma State coach.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's fun. That was funny.
But that was pretty much the only, yeah, it's crazy. One singlet pull.
Okay, 2 more things I want to talk about. 1, Gable Steveson was released by the WWE.
Yeah. The timing
now?
was just outstanding by the WWE, by the way. Not.
What does he do now?
I hope he goes back to the senior level.
Is he coming back?
People
were saying.
To me, he's got 2 options. Come back to the senior level, compete, or go straight into fighting.
Yeah, that's what I saw is people were saying, oh, he's got MMA and acting aspirations, so it's unlikely we'll see him back in wrestling.
I think we'd have a higher chance of seeing him back on the senior level before we see him go Hollywood. Listen, that was the whole part of like getting into the WWE was to help him forward his like acting career, right?
Yeah,
But
and it didn't work.
it did not work out. So it almost seems like the act like I don't know, and I don't know why they released him, but maybe that was part of the reason. Like his acting skills were too poor for the WWE. It's clearly not
It
his
felt
wrestling
like
skills, his
it
athleticism.
felt like whenever he came back last year and won the U.S. Open, it felt like and you did his interview afterward. It felt like I was hearing a different Gable Steveson talk. Felt like he had really taken to the whole idea of being a personality.
Well, there
But
you
it
go.
was just my thought.
I don't know.
I would love to
I
see
didn't
him back.
listen to any of his interviews, so
He was talking about how Gable Steveson does stuff. He wasn't saying how I do stuff. He was saying how Gable Steveson does stuff.
all right. I don't know. I'm out on that.
Okay.
Reese, what
Yeah.
do you think?
I don't know. It's disappointing. Very disappointing. The whole thing. It really, really, frankly disgusts me. The whole thing. I'm disgusted by it all.
Well, what do you hope he does? I guess is my
Oh,
question.
what I hope he does. You know,
back
he
to
can do whatever
wrestling.
he wants.
I hope he comes back to
Whatever
wrestling.
makes him happy, right? Whatever makes him happy. Hopefully,
He already just kind of like, man, I'm just upset about the whole situation. The whole situation is upsetting to me.
He burnt
'cause
you.
He burnt us all. He burnt
we could have
everyone.
had 100 years Gable Steveson.
Yeah. And I mean, shoot. I mean, he's, he's. I would like to see him wrestle Zara. I guess
Yeah,
that's about it.
right. Because otherwise, he's just gonna beat everybody.
Yeah,
Is that really that fun?
not really.
Like I saw, a side thing. I saw that Sajalayev posted, "Hey, it's looking likely that I'm going to be able to go, get cleared to wrestle at the Olympics," which is awesome. Because it's like, okay, Kyle Snyder has this guy from Bahrain, but like if he wins this, it's an Olympic gold medal that you can't take that away from the person. But the person's also thinking about, man, Sajalayev wasn't there.
He's not even the goal anymore.
I think they're both going to be able to beat. God, I cannot remember his name, but I think they're both capable and are going to be
Tazudinov.
Tazudinov. Yes, I think they're going to be more capable or more prepared, and that they are capable of beating Tazudinov.
I'm not taking it. I'm not betting that I'm not betting that either of those guys take down that monster.
It felt
Which monster?
very Tazudinov.
Oh, they can. But
If this is what it felt
lost
like to
earlier
me,
Really,
that
Reese,
year.
really show me
He
in
lost
those
earlier
two
that
matches
year.
that you watched him wrestle against Snyder and Sajalayev where either of them came
He caught
close to
fire.
beating that man.
Oh, dude, the Snyder match was like not. He just didn't finish. He couldn't finish, and he gave up big points, and like they were just bad exchanges. Like if you wrestle smarter, doesn't take those shots, it's a completely different match.
So he doesn't take those shots, and then how does he score? That's my question.
Wears him down.
Different
He
stuff.
pushed the pace too early. He needed to wear him down more. He got teched in the end of the first period or maybe the beginning of the second period.
I'm just so you said someone beat this dude. Who beat this dude?
Like one of the guys at 92, I think. Who I can't remember. Maybe not 92. Somebody beat him earlier that year.
This is what I felt when I was seeing him wrestle.
What's that? Sorry, continue.
He did lose. He lost to Vladislav Baitsayev from Hungary. He lost 5-2.
That's the guy who wrestled. I mean, he's had a lot of matches with Sajalayev.
Yep. Okay, so it felt to me when I was watching him wrestle Snyder, it felt very a la Kyle Snyder wrestling Mohammedian the first time Mohammedian came back and beat him and Bo Nickel and seemed like a terrifying person for the Iranians, right? And then the next time they wrestled, Kyle Snyder wrestled the way that he likes to wrestle against very, very high level guys, which is just tactically, right? Just pick your opponent apart. I think that's what we're going to see. I don't think he expected. I think he came into the match against Tazudinov with just this notion that it wasn't somebody who could, do what he did, right? So
Which
I feel
which match? Which Mohammedan match are you talking about?
the
Semifinal.
one where he beat Snyder.
I'm talking about the one you said Snyder beat him. The next time
Wasn't it at the Olympics, right?
was that? Oh, okay. I'm thinking of a different match. Which Iranian? Never mind. Forget it.
I can look it up for you.
I thought maybe Mohammedan lost before he even got to Snyder.
He
Who
did.
was 2021?
What?
2021 Iranian?
That
what you're talking
Snyder wrestled in the semis.
Oh.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was this Sharipov, right? Sharipov.
That's who it was. Okay.
Yeah. He's retired, right?
Yeah.
He's 35. I guess that's Burrow's age. You know who else I saw that is going to be wrestling at Last Chance, who is still wrestling? Oh, it was a women's freestyle wrestler. Oh crap, what's her name? She's wrestled at the last 4 Olympics, and she has taken bronze, silver, bronze. Crap, what's her name?
And she's not from Japan?
No, she is from, I think, Hungary. Give me 1 second. I'll
Hungary
find it.
or the Ukrainian? Which one? Yeah, I don't know.
It's one or the other. But I was like, man, and she has to go to the Last Chance to qualify. Maria Stadnik.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is she? Is she from Hungary? She's not from Hungary.
Sweden?
She's either
Azerbaijani.
Azerbaijan.
Well, Ukraine, Azerbaijan. She was in Ukraine from 2003 to 2005, and then Azerbaijan.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Beijing, London, Rio, and Tokyo. She's wrestled at all of them. She's been wrestling since. Yes, she took bronze, silver, bronze. And her losses in the finals were to both Japanese wrestlers whose names I'm not going to try and pronounce.
Say them.
No.
Say it with your chest.
Say it.
Nope. Okay. Gable Steve's can come back to wrestling. That would be great. Last thing.
Chamomine?
Oh, yeah, we can talk about Chamomine. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we'll take the other thing I wanted to talk about. We'll put it off. We'll put it off for later. So, Chamomine entered the transfer portal. A lot of people are surprised by it. I'm not.
Why?
What I was surprised by is the fact that he still has eligibility. I didn't think that. But it makes sense. I think he would end up being behind Mantanona.
Behind Mantanona?
Yeah.
Maybe he just doesn't want to go into a roster battle with the man. Why wouldn't the man bump up to 74? Who's 74 for Michigan?
When you're saying the man, are you talking about Bowman?
I'm talking about Cam Man, the man.
Do you think he's big enough?
They've said that Bo is also big enough for 174.
Yeah, I would think Bo before Cam for 174. Cam doesn't seem like he's a 74-pounder.
And Cam's a little bit older, so I kind of figured that Bo probably hasn't filled out completely to be a 74 yet. I thought maybe that Cam, by this point, this junction in his career, had maybe not outgrown, but gotten a little bit bigger than he was, so maybe he could jump up to 74.
I don't know. I think he's just out.
But yeah, so 65, transfer portal. What do you guys think?
Where does he go?
Don't you dare, Reese.
Minnesota. They need somebody.
I
don't know. I don't know where he goes. Wisconsin?
He could go to Wisconsin. I could see that.
Could you imagine that? Because doesn't he always beat Dean Hamity?
Well, Dean's gone.
I know. So wouldn't it be crazy? Like Dean Hamity, Chamomine.
I think Dean's gotten him once, but
I mean, how many times have they wrestled?
I
guess
think
that's
so.
the question.
that year that Dean won Big Tens, who did he beat in the finals? Did he not beat Cam that weekend?
So he beat in 2023. He beat Dean Hamady at the NCAA championships. He beat him in the duel that year. I'm assuming that he wrestled Dean Hamady wrestled Carson Harchla in the finals, who beat Cam Amin via medical forfeit. Cam Amin is 3-0 against Dean Hamady.
Well, there you go.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, interesting. I don't know where he's going to go. Maybe he goes to UNC.
Maybe he goes to Indiana. Maybe he's going to be a Hoosier.
They're kind of blocked up in that area. They need different weight
I'm
class.
sure they would be
need a
fine
49-pounder.
with Cam at 165.
I don't know if it's their ideal guy because Lillard beat Hunter Garvin. Hunter Garvin beat Cam Amin. I mean, so.
Okay.
Yep. They need to be putting their money in other weights. They need a 49-pounder right now. That was, the other interesting thing with the transfer portal that kind of ended up being nothing was Colton Schultz entered it and then swiftly said, never mind.
Well, clearly someone was like, all right, we get it. Here's more money. So he was like, okay.
Do you think that's what happened?
That's obviously what happened.
Do you think, so Sunkissed Kids is done now, right?
Okay. Okay.
What?
I don't think the Sunkissed Kids thing, I just don't think that had any weight in his decision to possibly leave ASU at all. I think it was all NIL money.
Well, because if Sunkissed Kids is over, that's his RTC thing is gone, right? Whatever he'd be getting from that, right?
So what? So I don't know.
So that's basically like you're losing
Tight Mercury Wrestling Club.
Yeah, but if they're not going to give him the same amount of money, maybe I'm just saying like that might it lines up, or maybe I don't know what he was thinking. But Richard Figueroa swiftly tweeted out sellouts, and then after the fact said this wasn't in reference to that. So I don't know.
I saw I didn't care about the Richie Fig stuff, whether it's true or not. Who cares? But
yeah,
I mean, to me, at least, it seems like he wanted more NIL money. We went into the portal looking for it. Someone at ASU was like, I've got more money for you. And so he's like, I'll stay put. That's what it was to me. But
that's what it felt. Okay. All right. But that's kind of it for the portal, and hopefully that is all it continues to be.
Well, it's closed. It's shut down.
Until these coaches start leaving.
Yeah.
And then
they're moving around.
Mm-hmm. Another round.
Another round.
Yeah, we've been told like there's going to be some crazy coaching stuff, and I feel like this David Taylor thing was probably the big nugget that we were waiting on. But
I don't know.
Was there anything else?
I see more. So I've also seen on Twitter, or Instagram, whatever, seen social media that there are certain athletes that are out there showing their support for who they want as their head coach, obviously being Coleman Scott, but and if I'm these guys, I get it, showing support, this is your guy, this is who you want it to be your guy. But at the same time, it's like, all right, but they're also going after a guy like David Taylor. So why would you get on social media and be like, no, Coleman Scott, please? Dude, why would you not be okay with having David Taylor as your coach?
I would be so excited to have David Taylor in my corner.
Why would you not be?
They're loyal,
that should just
bro.
be all you want.
I understand the loyalty, sure, 100%. But at the same time, it's like, are you really going to be that upset if, all right, this is my guy? It's like, are you that upset that you're not going to be coached by Coleman Scott? And then here's the other thing. You don't even know if Coleman's leaving. How do you know that they don't hire David Taylor and keep Coleman on? And Coleman's like, oh, I'll stick around. I don't care.
I mean, where else would he go? Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's like, it doesn't really make sense.
I would want my athletes to support me.
All I'm saying It just doesn't make sense. If you're trying to get the best guy for the job,
They're definitely not working as a cohesive unit. As a matter of fact, I'm sure the athletes are very out of the loop as far as what is going on, and they're showing blind support.
That's their guy, That's the guy who's been in the corner and in the room with them. And
no,
stuff.
trust me, I get it. But at the same time, business is
Maybe they
business.
don't like David Taylor.
We don't take kindly to the folks like you nitty lions.
That's right.
We don't want you around. All right. Closing thoughts.
Yeah, I think that Kendrick Lamar has taken out Drake in this rap beef. That's my closing thought.
Yep. Kendrick Lamar, congratulations.
I'm raising his hand. I'm raising Kendrick's hand.
That's one for the Americans, baby.
It is.
Yeah, suck it, Canada.
Yeah. Oh, Canada.
Oh.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
You suck America's balls.
Wow. This podcast is going to get flagged.
Yeah, on that note.
Flagged for
We're
what?
going to get out of here.
Flagged for what?
Xenophobia.
Fucking balls.
Flagged for what? Come on, Canadians. Canadians.